A nil-nil draw in the battle for Madrid, Barca's first away win of the season, plus a lot more action in Matchday 7 of La Liga. Let's talk about it. It was a nil-nil draw between the two Madrid Giants on Saturday in a game where we expected a little bit more, but it is logical. It's the first weeks of the season. Both managers don't want to take any unnecessary risk. They don't want to lose against their main rival. But it was far from a boring game. It was a match where both midfields had a huge clash. Thomas, an amazing game for him, going up and down the pitch, helping out defensively, but also being that main anchor, starting attacks for Atletico Madrid. And they had a few chances in the first half through Joao Felix, who won a few of the duels he had with Ramos and was able to take some shots, but unfortunately for Colchoneros, not on target. Real Madrid as well. Benzema with his usual header. This time, a great reaction save by Oblak prevented him from adding another goal to his tally and possibly winning the derby. Bale as well, impressing for Blancos. A lot more expected from Hazard. It was his first derby, first big game that he was under the limelight. And now criticism are starting to creep up. The Madrid-based newspapers are already featuring articles that focus on the Belgian and questioning whether his performance is up to standards. There's no question that the injury that he had at the beginning of the season is still lingering. He's not 100% fit. And if you watched him at Chelsea, he had those moments where he seems like he's not interested, that he's not putting 100%. He's a world-class player. And with him, I think also it's a bit of confidence issue. I think once he gets his first goal or a major assist, he's going to come good for Blancos and make an impact. But of course, when you have such a high price tag, you are subject to criticism, even if it is this early in the season. What do you think about Hazard's performances so far? Do you think that the Belgians should be contributing already, or do you think that he's still in that adjusting period and we should be patient? Leave a comment below. Zidane chose to play Valverde, completing the midfield with Casemiro and Kroos, a little bit more defensively as well. We could see that from the beginning he's going to try to keep that midfield a little bit more conservative. Of course, with the other option being playing James, who is a lot more offensive and plays behind the striker. Simeone started with Vitola. For me, it was a bit surprising. He usually likes to use him off the bench, but to be fair, he deserved a start. Trippier with another solid performance on that right flank, giving Nacho really a run for his money. He had a few dangerous crosses in the box. Not leading to anything though. Solid defensive display by Real Madrid. That's 3 games in a row that they haven't conceded a goal and a major shot on target. A real turnaround in the defensive performances, and Zidane will hope that this form continues. Atletico Madrid with another nil-nil at home. Of course, Morata missing this game after getting a silly red card in Mallorca, and Simeone really could have used him in this match, playing him possibly late in the second half to try to snatch the win. So the Madrid team share the points. Real Madrid remain on top, just a point ahead of Atletico. Of course, both teams involved in Champions League action midweek, with Blancos hosting Bruges at home in a game where they should pick up their first 3 points in the tournament, and Atletico taking the long trip to Russia to play Lokomotiv Moscow away. It's not going to be easy, especially after the Russians won their first game and are currently top in the group. Barca managing to capitalize on the draw in the Madrid derby after their first away win since April. 2-0 against Getafe here in Madrid. Suarez and Junior Firpo with the goals. Getafe in this game, for me, playing a little bit suicidal, very high line, pressing Barcelona in their own half, leaving so much space for their forwards. That can be found with balls over the top. And that's what happened all day. Suarez had a few chances to score. He eventually did after the assist came from no other than the Barcelona goalkeeper, Ter Stegen. A great distribution of the German and Luis Suarez with the finish to lob it over the keeper. Ter Stegen had another major moment in the game where he made a great save from an Angel shot, a great reflex by the German keeper. Sergio Roberto finally in his right back position, and Arthur starting again in the center of midfield, and it seems like Valverde has finally found his midfield 3. Up front, it was Griezmann, Suarez, and Carles Perez. Carles Perez with an impressive game as well. He nearly scored on a few occasions, and the second goal came from his shot. Soria pushed it away, and Firpo managed to score his first goal. Vital win for Barcelona away from home. They've been terrible on their visits, not only La Liga, but in the Champions League, with many journalists speculating that those goals from Anfield still lingering in their away performances. But Valverde and his men will be happy to finally get 3 points and go up in the La Liga standings. They have a tough game on Wednesday night in the Champions League, hosting in-form Inter Milan, who are currently first in the Serie A. It's going to be a fantastic match. Let's see if Messi will be fit for this game and hopefully make an appearance. Let me know in the comments below, how do you feel Barca is going to perform in that Wednesday night game against Inter? Are they going to get their first win in the Champions League, or is the Conte team going to pull off a surprise at the Camp Nou? Leave a comment below. The best game of the round, undoubtedly, Sevilla against Real Sociedad. Sevilla managing to win 3-2 and bouncing back after those 2 straight losses from Real Madrid and Eibar. Great performance by the right back that they signed this summer, Campos, from Marseille. He got one of the goals and was instrumental on the right-hand side, going up and down the pitch. Real Sociedad finally dropped points after they were the informed team in La Liga with their 3 straight wins, and the Basques should be fine going forward. A surprising win for Valencia in Bilbao, in San Mamés, a place where Athletic hadn't lost since a year ago. Cheryshev getting the winning goal. There was a VAR replay of the situation, of the build-up for the goal. After a few minutes and many viewings of the situation, it looks like it was barely onside. A great goal, by the way, with Ferran Torres assisting the Russian midfielder. But it wasn't as easy for Valencia. Iñaki Williams, again, the main man for Athletic. He had a double chance in the second half where he had a shot blocked by the keeper, then another one by the post. For me, he's shown enough to be in a shout for the Spanish national team, but that call-up hasn't come yet for Williams. Do you think Iñaki Williams should be in that Spanish national squad? Leave a comment below. Valencia hosting Ajax on Wednesday night in the Champions League. Valencia hasn't been good at home this season, and Ajax, a team that last season went so deep into the Champions League, had a few changes of their starting squad, but won their first game in the tournament. How are they going to look at the Mestalla? Very, very intriguing to see. Granada continue to surprise everyone. Another win for them. 1-0 against Leganés, and they are currently second in La Liga before their trip to Santiago Bernabeu this weekend. Antonio Puertas getting the only goal in the game and sealing the victory for the Andalusians. Leganés, on the other hand, after 2 games where they got draws and looked a little bit more impressive, looked like they might be turning things around, losing again and still searching for their first win after 7 rounds of La Liga. It is definitely worrying times for the small team from the south of Madrid. They host Levante on Saturday, a game that now looks like a must-win. Speaking of teams that try to turn things around, Eibar with their 2nd win in a row, this time 2-0 against Celta. Mendilibar's team, after a terrible start to La Liga, now picking up wins. Celta continue to be very inconsistent. Another disappointment for them at Ipurua. The other 2 games, Alaves scoring late to beat Mallorca 2-0. Lucas Perez with his first goal after signing for the club in the summer. And Levante and Osasuna shared the points 1-1. Hernandez from Levante getting a goal and a red card in this game. The Spanish team will feature in the Champions League Tuesday and Wednesday night. Let's see how they're going to represent La Liga in Europe. Don't forget, we're going to preview match week 8 of La Liga on Friday. Subscribe to my channel. Hasta luego from Madrid.